Well, you're joining the action here in Tirana, Albania, and we are live with the Polish athlete Krzysztof Zvaric, who has just attempted 182 kilograms and put it overhead cleanly. He's followed on from Karen Tovmasian of the Netherlands, who also went for 182.
See Zvaric there just hobbling off the platform. He's obviously hurt himself. Strange view. I can't say I've ever seen or had to coach from this angle before.
So Tovmasian, who came out first and missed that 182, has to go at it again. And he could choose to go higher, but he's not going to, sensibly. The Dutchman hit 148 in the snatch. That was leaves him down in 13th behind some of the B group men.
Really lacking leg strength there. That's going to have taken so much out of him. Two failures now at 182. That clean really did look tough.
Well, if he has to follow himself here, he's going to be in trouble, really. That was a very long time he was on the bar there. He'll have burnt a lot of energy.
Just pulled him onto his toes as he caught it at the bottom. To make this easy, you want to hit the bottom and drive straight out. No bouncing, no stopping. And that jerk really lacking leg drive, probably because he'd used so much energy up on the clean.
So it looks like he's going to follow himself, and I suppose he's wildly confident he's going to go and make this now, because he looks exhausted, and he's had two good efforts already at 182. To be fair, he's really playing way above where he's ever done before. 172 is his personal best in a decent competition, and therefore things have obviously been going incredibly well in training for him to come out and post an entry total high enough to get him into the A group. But he'll only look back on this European Championships with fond memories if he hits this. It would give him a combined total anyway if he hits this 182, having done one good attempt in the snatch.
Just making full use of the minute that's left into the last 35 seconds. Still breathing quite heavily. Waiting that 30-second buzzer before he approaches the bar. This lift to stay in the competition. Better clean, just. Has he got the legs to drive through? Desperately disappointing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get off stage. He wants to have another go at that. And you can see why. His attempts have got better and better. And I think if we stayed here for well, another few attempts, he probably would get it. He's worth that.
Gave the clean everything he could, but that to me looked more like a third attempt than a first. Drove it to arm's length, but body not quite underneath the bar.
Bardi, 185, his first effort in the clean and jerk. Bardi hit 160 on his final attempt in the snatch. Failed his opener at 155, though.
To work hard there to steady himself overhead. Little shake of the head, he knows he could have done a bit better. Needs to really use his legs as he drives through the starting position on the jerk to make things a bit easier for himself. Clean was very strong. Sets himself. Only just at arm's length there.
Well, Krzysztof Zvaric coming out at 187, which is 5 kilograms above his personal best. He did his personal best on the opener, equaled it. So big moment here for him.
Just watch as he walks off. Is he limping?
Oh, why would he go all the way to 187 if he was carrying an injury? I think maybe he's done something there.
Yeah, he's nursing a knee by the looks of it. You know, when you're at this level of competition, you can't let these things get in the way. You've just really got to put them out of your mind. He's fully committed to that, so he's obviously still there mentally, still there, ready to fight.
Looks like he's going to follow himself again then. 187. 2 minutes ticking away. Now just looking forward to the big names and what they're going to come out on. We expect Ayukadov, who won the snatch, did 3 out of 3, 173 kilograms, to come out on 205. And if that's right, then he will be the highest. Ivan Markov of Bulgaria expected out on 203. Sayakov of Russia, 200. So a number of men around the 200 plus mark. Let's not forget Sidakidze of Georgia, who is the reigning European champion still. He sits down in 6th after the snatch, though that sounds worse than it really is. 165 kilograms is well, between 3rd and 6th. There's only 1 kilogram in it, so very much still in the fight, and he's a good jerker. 200 kilograms is his opener. Back to what's coming here, though, and it's Krzysztof Zvaric, who's attempting 187 again. Final attempt.
Well, that's disappointing. He's obviously hampered by that knee. So that's game over for Zvaric. He's left with 182 kilos on the clean and jerk.
Yeah, it gives him a 3-3-2 total. He's behind Bardi. Well, the Hungarian János Baranyai comes charging onto the platform, 190 kilograms, which if he hits will springboard him straight into the lead of the overall competition.
Kemény legyél végig. Húzom hosszan! Toljak! Kemény nagy lökés bele! Feszik!
Great position overhead there. For such a tall guy to have his hands so close means he's got to generate even more height on the bar. He does it with style.
190. All good for him. His very best, 201. He did that at the European Championships 2 years ago. Giovanni Bardi, 190. The Frenchman, he's good for 190 on his day. Did that at last year's European Championships, his personal best.
That's a much better second attempt than it was on his third. Can he stand still? Yes. Really used some aggression in that lift, driving the bar much more confidently to arm's length. See the smile as opposed to the shake of the head on the other attempt.
Yeah, he goes into the lead as well. He's ahead of Baranyai of Hungary into first place. Still have a number of lifters to come out though. 6, 7 lifters. 7 lifters still to come.
Just having a quick look around the warm-up room there.
6 lifters to come, sorry, I beg your pardon. $193 kilograms on the bar. Coming out for his first attempt, it's Kuhayu of Belarus. This junior, or just out of the junior ranks, 19 years old now, European junior champion last year, hit a 197 to win that title.
He looks out of breath there. Just wondering if the coaches have mistimed his warm-up. Looks like he's been rushed from the warm-up room out onto the competition platform. And that might just explain the reason for a failed first attempt. Always difficult if your body hasn't fully recovered from the last warm-up weight.
Yeah, roughly how long would you really want to do your final warm-up lift? I mean, you're not going far off your actual first attempt, are you? So 5, 6, 8 minutes?
Yeah, well that's, oh no, not, well that's a 193 he's done there, so I'd probably say he's probably taken a 185, 187 as his final attempt in the warm-up room. Usually 3 to 4 minutes would be good, much longer than that, and then you start shutting down, switching off, so you don't want to have too long a rest between your last warm-up and coming out onto the platform. Likewise, if you've only been given a minute, or if the coach just suddenly said, "Oi, you're on." It's
hard to get that exactly right, especially in the clean and jerk, isn't it? Because of course, if your warm-up was a little bit of a struggle and then you're sent out there, you're in big trouble, aren't you?
I think the worst experience I ever had was going from a 102 in the warm-up room. I wanted a 107 as my final warm-up weight to start on 110, and for whatever reason, the coaches completely screwed it up, and I ended up starting on 112. But I was called onto the platform having only done 102 in the warm-up. 112 was my best.
Big jump.
Big jump, big pressure, no recovery.
Yeah. Did you do it? Does...
Of course.
Okay, absolutely.
I didn't have the legs. I didn't have the legs for any more though.
Silly question. Now this young man is following himself here. So 193 still on the bar. Hopefully he's managed to recover. Looking at his snatch, he came out and put in quite a poor first attempt at 160, but then hit 160 and got into his stride and nailed 165. So perhaps the same story here, hopefully.
Подрыв ногами, подрыв хороший, локти повыше.
Bit short on the extension. So frustrating. Short on the extension on the clean, which made it a bit trickier than it should have been. Just so frustrating. I'm frustrated for him.
Yeah, you can see he's got the power to do this. I mean, the way he stood up with that weight ultimately was...
very strong in the legs. Why didn't he use those on the drive? When you start to get to these kind of weights, if you cannot drive it any higher, then you have to split further forwards, further back, and get lower under the bar to receive it. He tried to catch this very high, hardly moved his feet that much, didn't get low enough underneath.
He didn't waste any time there, did he, between his clean and his jerk? I guess it's everyone's personal preference.
See the desperation in his face here. Smelling salt's just helping to clear his head.
Again, the 2-minute clock is ticking away, and Kuhayu 193. He's sticking to that weight for his final attempt. If he gets it, it'll send him straight into the lead of the European Championships. If he doesn't, well, Obviously, it's bombs out of the total, bombs out of the clean and jerk, and that would be really annoying. He's shaking his head there. He's got to get into a positive frame of mind here. Remember, just 19 years old, so the youngest man in the field.
Well, a best of 197 that was done at the European Junior Championships last year, where he came away victorious. So this should be well within his capabilities. See, still prowling around, taking his time, trying to recover. It looks like all of these problems have stemmed from a mistimed warm-up. Aggressive, can he get up?
Oh, what a shame. So disappointing there for the youngster, who I'm afraid across the board it's failure 193. 3 attempts, 3 fails, and he does not get a total. Very sad, really. He's the European Junior Champion, and he's clearly at his best, worth a whole lot more.
See him shaking.
Giovanni Bardi, well, he could do the opposite story here and hit 3 out of 3, 194 kilograms, and that would be 4 kilograms more than he's ever lifted before in the clean and jerk on stage.
Sat very deep into that. Dry smile there. He knows he was beaten on the day there.
He certainly tried. It was a good effort.
Well, just sat back on that at the bottom, collapsed.
So it'll be the Romanian who comes out now, 195 kilograms he is going for on his first attempt, Gabriel Sincraian, and it'll take him up to a total of 361, as you can see, and that will be rank number 1. He will lead the overall competition. Of course, we still have Tsirekedze, Ayukadov, Markov and Sayakov, all to enter the contest yet.
So strong in the clean. Well, that doesn't look anywhere near a limit.
Pleasure to watch, really. That was great. Just fired out of that bottom squat position.
Well, I think he's got a lot further to go in this competition. Still with 2 attempts remaining, I'd like to see him go a lot further.
Well, 195 is his personal best.
He must have done a lot more than that in training.
I was just thinking
that's ridiculous.
He looks like a 200 kilo plus man
easily
all day long.
He could rep that.
Janos Baranyai coming out for his second attempt, 195. He goes up by 5 kilograms. Hit 157 in the snatch, did 3 out of 3, the Hungarian.
Húzom hosszan! Toljad! Meg kell lökni nagyon! Feszít!
As we said earlier, hands are very close after the clean. He's got an awful long way to move that bar. A lot of lifters you'll see moving their hands out wider after the clean. And that's simply for that reason. It makes the jerk easier. The bar sitting nicely on top of his shoulders. Gives him a nice strong platform to drive off, but not today.
He'll have one more attempt to come. C+Jerk very much leads this competition overall with a 3.61 total. He's down in second at the moment, the Hungarian, on 3.47, so 14 kilograms between the two. So even if he were to hit this, he wouldn't move from second up to first, and still 4 men to join. So very likely to finish down in 6th position overall. 195 kilograms again. No point in going up really, because it's not going to change his overall total now. He's not fighting for medals there and or positions, so he might as well try and get a clean lift at 195.
Taking a nice slow walk out. 45 seconds on the clock.
Hátad feszes és nagyon keményen elemelni. Húzom! Tolod neki! Kemény nagy lökés!
Has he got the legs left now?
Hosszú a láb! Hosszú a láb!
No, afraid not. So, well, he finishes with a solid total, 3.47. Clean with 190 on his first attempt, and a 1.57 snatch was particularly good. 3 out of 3 there. Not a bad day's work for the Hungarian.
Really used up so much energy trying to stand up with that. Very difficult to recover afterwards.
Well, he's pretty much guaranteed to finish in 6th position, assuming the 4 men who haven't lifted yet all make a clean lift, which would equal exactly what he did last year in the European Championships. Now, one of the men who has not lifted yet is Sayakov of Russia, who's attempting 197 here. Opener.
Well, not overly convincing for a first attempt. He's moved his starting weight down from 200 down to 197. Remember, these lifters can change their starting weight twice.
Yeah, he nearly lost that in the jerk, didn't he?
Very, very unstable overhead. Almost looked like his arms were going to come out of lock. A little short on the leg drive. Managed to stand okay. You can see how much he's having to work. Didn't really drive through the bar. Trying to recover, make sure the arms don't bend.
So the Kidza opens his account in a clean and jerk, 198 kilograms, so he's come in a little earlier than expected. Still with hopes alive of retaining his European title. He's going to need something special in the clean and jerk.
Well, that looked more solid. Very strong opening attempt. 6th place after the snatch, but remember there was only 1 kilo separating 3rd to 6th places, so he's every opportunity here to get himself back into the medals.
Yeah, 1st and 2nd were not well out ahead of the others, but they were on 173, 170 in the snatch, 166 then C+Jerk of Romania. He hit 165. So assuming that Markov and Aukadov are as good as they were in the snatch, then he's still in with a shout really for the bronze. That's what this is all about now, because Markov and Aukadov are both great in the clean and jerk and should really, with that advantage from the snatch, be battling it out on their own for the gold. So the weight goes up to 201. Here is Sinkrayan, who was third in the snatch. Hit 195 in his opener. Well, as we said, he's hit 195 in the past European Championships last year to get third overall. So he's above his personal best on the platform, but he looked well within himself on that opener.
Starts with a very narrow foot positioning. Watch how quick this is. Very, very strong. Well, that jerk not quite in the right position overhead, slightly forwards. And you're trying so hard, putting so much effort in, it's easy to try and shove the bar up with your arms rather than using your legs. No problem whatsoever with a clean. Takes his time, you see the bar whipping a little bit. Tries to push a bit too early. Got to finish driving with your legs to get your body underneath the bar.
So, it was 6 kilos of increase. Would have been quite something as well, because it would have taken his personal best up over 200 kilograms in the clean and jerk, and that's one of those sort of monumental marks in for a lifter.
Sykov coming back out now fairly quickly. The weight is only 202. He's 5 kilo increase.
This is his second attempt. It'll give him a total of 367 and put him into first position ahead of Tsirakidze overall.
That's better, much more solid overhead. He's going to be a lot happier with that effort.
Much more convincing, wasn't it? The first effort, 197. Oh, if you would have watched the two side by side without knowing the weights, you would have said that was a much lighter weight.
This is why technique is so important. Doesn't matter how strong you are, if you don't have the technique. Really quick, split nice and wide, got his body underneath the bar this time.
Yeah, just controlled that dip there much better. Gabriel Sinkrayan, 202. So having missed 201, he's up to the kilo. And, well, he can clean just about anything. It's whether he can get it overhead. He's got so much power in his legs. This will take him from third to first overall.
Gutted.
Yeah.
After his first attempt, I really thought we were going to see something special there today.
Well, he's got a bit more work to do in the jerk, hasn't he? I wonder what he could stand up with out of a squat position there. I mean, that I'm saying 10, 15, 20 kilos more easily. But the jerk just eludes him. Fired up, Tsirakidze. 205 kilograms. No, it's going to be Markov who will come out on 205. And that will be 2 kilograms above what Markov was expected to come out at. So this is going to be a real dust-up here with Markov and Audakov still to join in, still to do their opening attempt. Oh, is it going to be Tsirakidze? No, it is. It is Markov. Here he comes. Ivan Markov, 205 kilograms. First lift, it'll propel him right into the lead, having come second in the snatch with 170.
Well, the pressure's on now.
Just like he did in the snatch, he gives a snarl at the bar, doesn't he? It's a weight that obviously feels he should really be bullying up without a problem.
Well, I'm getting tense. This is so close between all of these top lifters now. There's hardly anything separating them. And when your number 2 ranked lifter after the snatch misses his first attempt, it throws it wide open to the rest of the field. Again, with such a tall lifter, needs to drop his body weight a little lower to get underneath it.
Udakov, look at that. Cool as a cucumber. Little smile across his face there. Well, you have the likes of Akayev and Klokov, real superstar lifters from Russia. But I think this is one of the real stars of the Russian team. Udakov, Apti Udakov, who joins in the clean and jerk competition at the highest weight, 205 kilograms, having won the snatch.
Look at the size of those legs. That's what every weightlifter dreams of, having legs like that.
Oh, good to see.
Wow, squat jerk.
You don't often see them, and Apti Udakov pops 205 up overhead with phenomenal balance as well as power.
Well, for anybody that's tried weightlifting, it's hard enough to get into a snatch position with a bar overhead, but to do it with your hands that close takes remarkable shoulder flexibility. There's no room for error whatsoever there. You've got to dip and drive dead straight.
Sirakidze of Georgia coming out for 205, his second attempt. It'll take him up to 370, still behind Udakov by 8 kilograms, but it will take him out of third.
And he's got it. One of the most convincing clean and jerks we've seen so far in this competition. He wants it.
Well, you know, his personal best, looking back over his championship performances, 200 kilograms. He might be the reigning European champion, but he's just done a personal best by 5 kilos. So great effort there. And well, if he'd have done it last year, he'd have been the runaway winner, not just a European champion. But this year, will it even get him an overall medal? Ivan Markov then, coming out again at 205. Furious with himself for missing his opener. He's got to put that out of his head.
So much better, really let his legs do the work that time. Why didn't he do that first time? He's under pressure, in the competition with 1 attempt remaining.
Yeah, he still has 1 reply now to Apti Udakov, who has 2 more attempts. And remember, Markov is trailing by 3 kilograms from the snatch. So whatever Udakov does, he's going to have to go ahead of it if he wants to win the overall title. Now, Syakov.
Really working hard, just about gets up. Shaking there, you can see the bar in his windpipe, he's not getting that.
Goodness, no.
Legs
205, yeah. He just, really good effort, though. I mean, a good battle to get it up there.
See how hard he had to work on that clean. He was never going to jerk that. Bar sat on top of the windpipe. Stops the oxygen to the brain.
Yeah, it was very high, wasn't it? Right on the windpipe.
This point here, you can see his body now starting to go. You can't control that when it starts to happen.
Markov now, just with one attempt left. Udakov, look at, here he is. 2 attempts to go. So the battle is down to these two men, really, because Tidakidze, who's still in with a fight for the clean and jerk, would need to go so high to have any chance of beating them in the overall that it's extremely unlikely. Now, Abdi Udakov goes for 210 then as his second lift. This equals what he did at the Olympic Games, his personal best.
Пошел! Ровно. Стоять!
Lovely. Really lovely. That
So
may well
strong.
be the winner right there.
So strong overhead.
Takes him into first in the clean and jerk, 210, and in the overall. Yeah, you really do not see many weightlifters doing this.
Not with those kind of weights. That's going to put some serious strain on the shoulders if you're slightly out of position. Now we've got Tidakidze coming out for his third and final attempt on 211.
211, it'll take him up to second overall. It'll move him ahead of Markov. So Markov will have to reply with something if Tidakidze gets this. Perhaps Markov still thinking about the gold, but this will give him even more to think about if the Georgian gets this. That was the wishful lift, really, wasn't it? He had a comfortable opener at 198. One he was thrilled with at a personal best for his second lift by 5 kilograms, 211. That was, that was a miracle, a hopeful one indeed. He got no more than a high pull, I'm afraid.
That was a different lifter to the one we saw on his second attempt. He came out really fired up, knowing the importance of the lift. He's in bronze medal position.
Yeah, good effort. He's not going to retain his European title, that's for sure. Looks like Udakov is going to be taking that. But we still have one lift left for Ivan Markov, one lift for Abdi Udakov. The difference between the two now, with snatch and 2 clean and jerks under their belt, is 375 for Markov, 383 for Ukadov.
He's 213.
So, yeah, 210. Looks like Ukadov could take a sweep in the medals here. Markov is going to have to jump up to something pretty big here to stress.
I reckon Markov's going to come out at 213 now. This will take the lead on body weight.
Well, I mean, if he does, the personal best that I could see from all of his records, 203 kilograms. 5th at the Olympic Games in 2012, so this is 215. This is, well, I don't know. I mean, it's hopeful. After missing his opener at 205, it's hard to see, but let's see what he can do.
The coaches have miscalculated here. Doesn't need 215, he needs 213.
Oh, well, it was not a bad effort, was it? And he was so close. Yeah, you deserve to take a bow. Good effort there. Really solid effort from Ivan Markov, who will have to settle for the overall silver medal there. Good lifting, really good lifting. And by virtue of body weight, 205 kilos on his second attempt. He's at 84.34 kilos. To the kids at 84.74. So he will still take the silver medal in the clean and jerk as well. So it'll be a set of silvers, I believe, for Markov. And this will finish off for Apti Odakov. Hopefully 6 out of 6, and he's already guaranteed all 3 of the golds. This is your European champion.
Пошел! Терпи! Стоять!
And he's got it. Look at that. Solid performance.
The European champion, 215 kilograms, Apti Ukadov of Russia. 6 out of 6. Phenomenal lifting. Well done again to Team Russia. A real success there. 173 in the snatch, 215 in the clean and jerk. This phenomenal way that he does his clean and jerk. Just stunning. His flexibility, his power. The squat jerk. It's a rarity among weightlifters.
Just ridiculous amount of flexibility to get into that position. Dip and drive was so straight. Just made it look effortless.
Well, that's a personal best for him by 5 kilograms on his final lift that he didn't even need, which makes it even more impressive. There's the result. 215 kilograms, Apti Ukadov of Russia taking the win. Ivan Markov of Bulgaria, 205. Just one good lift for him takes the silver. Tsilikidze of Georgia takes the bronze medal by virtue of body weight, and just off the medal